Good afternoon, roller derby fans. We are watching, or you are watching. We are too, though, right, Logan?
Yes, we are.
Okay, you're watching the 2018 JRDA Championships. This is the open division right now, and this is in the this is a semifinal game between the number 1 seed from Bakersfield, California, the Diamond City Miners, and the number 5 seed from Everett, Washington, the Mob City Misfits. Why don't you tell us a little bit about these teams, Logan? I understand that you have some background skating against some of these skaters.
Yes, I do. I've skated many games against Mob City and DCM alike. Mob City, no stranger to JRDA champs. They were at the very first one. They've been at every one since. Mob City, very strong team, as well as DCM. DCM is the reigning champs from last year. DCM has a very, very deep roster, good jammer rotation, and a full I lost my train of thought.
Well, we're getting a little bit of feedback right now, so that has been adjusted. Thank you very much. We are in for quite a battle here on the year-long records, including yesterday's game. DCM is actually at 8-1, 8 wins, 1 defeat. Mob City is undefeated so far. To get to this game, Mob City defeated River City yesterday, and Diamond City Miners defeated Savannah Sirens, the Sirens of Savannah. How long ago did you age out,
2
Logan?
years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Are you playing derby now?
Yes, I am. I'm skating with the Magic City Misfits down in
Florida.
Florida.
Okay. All right. They are a storied team as well. Aging out for these teams, actually, if Mob City's going to make a charge, this may be the year to do it. They have 8 skaters aging out after this tournament. We'll go into that in a little more detail as we go on. For the Diamond City Miners, 4 skaters. So, Logan, why don't you tell me a little bit, in your experience, what should we watch for today?
The thing's going to be to watch is going to be DCM's jammers. DCM's jammers, they're gonna take those lines as soon as they're there. Their offense is going to be there too. Bry's going to be in the back. He's going to be playing defense, and he's going to switch to offense once the jammer's gone. Worthy, bumper car, they're going to walk those lines up and down. Now as well, Mob City also bringing the heavy jammer talent, turbocharged. Is very familiar. He's skated many champs, many games. I've played many games against him. He's going to do the same thing. He's more of a pusher, so he's going to dig and he's going to work his way to the line. So the jammers are going to be what's to watch in this game. Okay, well, thank you for that. We have a pretty solid set of spectators on the far turns 1 and 2, and then of course in the stands here at Feasterville. Interesting. In your experience, does the travel affect gameplay? How long does it take to get used to your surroundings in a situation like this? Well, these teams have played so many games in so many different venues. It's part of the routine. You show up, you warm up with your team, and really it's just like being at home. It's another home game. Well, that's good to hear. Okay, let's run down the rosters real quick before we get started. For Mob City, they will be in the black. Number 000 is Walschlager, 03 is Porter, 11 is B. Moy, 14 is McKillia, 17, as you said, Logan, turbocharged, 18 Thompson, captain, 23 Afro Jamurai, 24 Hayter, 3 Lexi, 309 Raven Fritch, 411 is Fist Fight. The alternates are 42 Brutiful and 447 Lunatic. Number 50 will be Showtime, number 700 Toe Jammer, number 800 Bruno Scars, and number 816 Mousetrap. How about for Diamond City? Diamond City will be skating in the orange today. Starting off their roster, we got 007 Blonde Assassin, 05 Ginger Snapper, 063 Bumper Car, number 1 Kitty Killer, number 12 Ambush Ash, 1230 Sam I Salam, number 14 Whomping Willa, 214 Smash, number 4 Mini Maniac, number 54 Amazing, number 6 is Worthy, number 8 Lil Dutch Explosion, 873 Kilakami,
T2G09, the captain's speed, Bryu, 918, misdemeanor.
Okay, yeah, there's a little bit of equipment check going on. We are panning over to it right now. You can see the 2017 and still reigning champions, the Diamond City Miners. That's with an O, of course, but you probably guessed that. Coaches for Diamond City are Coach Vic, Coach Scarlett, and Coach Benjamin. For Mob City, Corey Ackles, Ava Derchi, Metal Face Chaz, and Bombshell. Let's run down the officials for this game as well. The NSOs will be Emma Goldmangle, Mia Culprit, Professor Murder, Sarah Dactyl, Wendy Blessing, Dano, Accidental Doll, and Damon Mistress. How about the skating officials, Logan?
And our referees are going to be Admiral Mayhem, Harry Pitfall, BMD, Zeb Roar, Tim the Ref, Steel City Kitty, Ref Metal, and Cheferee.
Okay, this is a semi-final contest. Who's on the other side of the bracket again in the semi-final game, Logan?
Semi-final game will be skating at 7 p.m. That is going to be Des Moines versus Attack Pack.
Okay, yeah. Des Moines looking pretty strong yesterday, as were the Attack Pack. Yeah, so we're down to the top 4 right now. The winner of this game will play for the championship against the winner of that game at 6 p.m. tomorrow. The runner-up from this game will play the runner-up from that game for third place at 3 p.m. tomorrow. So both of these teams are guaranteed an opportunity to play for a medal, but I'm sure, Logan, correct me if I'm wrong, that at this point they all would prefer a gold medal.
Oh, I know they all do. I know DCM's definitely hungry for that repeat. And Mob City, never, ever count them out of any game, so they're definitely going to be looking to clinch that number 1 or 2 spot right here today.
Excellent, and we now are underway. We've got Turbocharged jamming for Mob City, Worthy for DCM, and first penalty of the game is going to go against McKillia. Still nothing open in the jammer lanes.
And yeah, it looks like Worthy caught that outside line, played it real smart. Worthy's now going to come back in. Yeah. Turbocharged still digging through that DCM wall, having a tough time up front.
Yeah, Worthy applying the speed now. That will be a 4-point pass, I believe. Yes, he's got company with Turbocharged. My. Turbocharged set the tone for that matchup.
Yeah, Turbocharged saw it coming, knew he wanted to get that call off to keep him from going in and scoring anymore. I do believe that Mob City was scoreless on that jam, but Turbocharged did force the call off, so it's going to be 5-0 starting in jam number 2.
Yeah, forced the call off is that's one way of looking at it. Yeah, you laid down the gauntlet. We got 700 versus 007. For Diamond City, it is Blonde Assassin, and for Mob City, it's Toad Jammer. And there's pack advantage for Diamond City right now. 4-3. Toad Jammer looking on the inside of the apex. Nothing doing. Boy, both teams really getting up front.
Mob City actually started this jam off with 2 blockers in the box, so this lead is very, very important right now to take control of this jam.
Yeah, this is Toad Jammer. Made it through. Had to get almost to turn 3 in order to do it. The pack slows down now in front of turn 3. We have a rollback in progress at the back of the pack, and up front, Blonde Assassin is through on the initial pass. Toad Jammer bumped out of bounds, going to call it off. Oh, there were 5 points awarded on that first jam. I just caught that looking at the scoreboard. 2 points for Mob City.
And I don't want to call it too early, but this is how this game's probably going to play out. It's going to be chipping away at the score. Whoever gets that lead is going to try to dominate the jam, keep the other team scoreless. They're just going to keep hammering away little points at a time.
Well, at this point, 2 points, 3 points at a time is great. I would take it against powerhouse teams like this. Mousetrap jamming for Mob City, and it's Lil Dutch Explosion I'm seeing Worthy on the scoreboard. The one thing about Diamond City uniforms is very difficult to make out the numbers. Okay, we got 2 straight lead jams, or do we? No, a cutting the track penalty going against Mousetrap, so it is a power jam in favor of DCM.
And Mob City definitely needs to put the Band-Aid on right now and stop the bleeding. Worthy power jam is a bad case scenario right now for Mob City, but they're going to go ahead, lock up this defense, try to deflect some of that offense, and keep Worthy scoring as minimal as possible.
Okay, up at the front of the pack right now, we've got Lexi and Showtime, and they will hold off on they'll hold off on Worthy. Forced the call off, but in the process, 3 points to DCM, and Mousetrap still now standing in the penalty box.
Oh, yep, and they're bringing out Bry to jam and start off this power start. Looks like DCM does have a pack disadvantage. Mob City does have a full contingent of blockers on the floor. DCM is going to be starting off with 3.
That is correct. Mousetrap, though, as we said, standing in the penalty box. So, and now we've got a little correction, it would appear, as that penalty is being, DCM is going to, they will field another blocker. Excuse me for the moment's confusion. But, Speed Bryu, the captain of the Diamond City Miners, interestingly enough, not one of the skaters who will be aging out this year.
Yes, Bry's brother actually aged out last year, so he's coaching them this year, and Bry's always one to watch for sure.
Oh yeah, nice bit of defense there by McKillia, and just rocketing out of the penalty box and through the pack. Wow. That was some great work by Mousetrap, getting through, not lead. Bry did get lead and immediately called it off, so a scoreless jam.
Great footwork by Mousetrap on that outside line, taking the little bit of room he had, capitalized on it, got a good call off. Now they're going to put a fresh pair of legs out there. Turbocharge is going to take the star from Mob City to start things off.
Yeah, this is still Speed Bryu on the line for Diamond City, Logan. Yes,
it is.
It is. Had to wait until he showed his back to us. All right, here we go. This is power in the pack, and I'm looking at a lead perhaps. Yeah, lead jam going to Speed Bryu. Boy, both jammers getting through almost simultaneously. 2 straight scoreless jams, evenly matched.
That's what happens when an unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Turbocharge, Speed Bryu, they both skate very similar. They're going to stay in the middle of that pack. They're going to work those walls up, and they're going to make themselves a hole. They're not going to go for the clear path. They're going to forge their way through the walls.
Right. You said that early going, and you were correct. Oh, and we've got a repeat now. This will be turbocharged for Mob City, and is this bumper car?
This is bumper car.
Bumper car for Diamond City. Both teams with 1 blocker in the box. Bumper car pushing the front of the pack, wriggling around the defense, but he is called for a high block power jam Mob City.
Turbocharge in a good situation right here, but both teams down 1 blocker to the box. Speed Bryu is going to knock him out, but Turbocharge gets those hips back in.
Boy, Afro Jamurai with some beautiful offensive blocking there, but a back block now going to Turbocharge. This will be the first 2-minute jam of the game. There's still 1 minute 22 to go. Here comes Bumper Car now, still on the initial pass, if I am not mistaken. Up at the front of the pack trying to hold off is Afro Jamurai. Yes, that is the initial now for Bumper Car. Pack will set up in turn 2. DCM at the back, and in comes Bumper Car. Boy, very nice work by Captain Afro Jamurai on the inside line, but spinning around, no, pulling the cut. Afro Jamurai pulled the cut on Bumper Car. We've got a lot of action.
Yes, we do. Afro Jamurai, super strong blocker, started skating at a very, very, very young age. Was definitely one of the superstars of the first champs, being the age she was. I believe she started the very first champs, I believe she was in the 12 range, 12 or 13.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's what's so exciting about watching the JRDA is you've got athletes who have been skating derby all their athletic lives. And here comes turbocharged. We will have a lead change, I believe, after these points go up. Yes, 4 more for Mob City, 10-8 in favor of the team in black. If you're just joining us, this is a semifinal. Mob City from Everett, Washington versus the Diamond City Miners from Bakersfield, California. And jam number 6 is in the books. 5 more at the end and kind of sneaking in there. Well done by Bumper Car. DCM will retake the lead by 1 point.
1 point game so far. This is really close. Mob City did an awesome job capitalizing on that last power jam. DCM's going to go ahead and they're going to field Worthy. Mob City's also going to put out Mousetrap on this jam, and it does look like Mob City's going to be starting down with 1 blocker in the box.
That's right. Worthy pushing the outside now. That's sealed up. Mousetrap had a jammer penalty in the first time that he was out, but boy, he's just roughhoused out. And he's going to take the better part of discretion and be recycled. How about that from Pivot Fist Fight on Mob City, delaying Worthy's progress, but Worthy is lead.
Yeah, Worthy doing what he does best. He's taking that outside line. That's where he'd rather be. Mousetrap still having a tough time in the back pack. Mob City dropping 1 blocker back to try to give him some offense.
Boy, that is a 5-point grand slam, at least as they used to say, in favor of DCM. So Mob City had that lead for just a couple of seconds, but DCM, the reigning champions of the JRDA Open Division, have retaken the lead. Okay, Worthy bumped out by B. Moy. And B. Moy rolling all the way back, and B. Moy pulled the cut.
Yeah, that was definitely a tough one to call from Worthy. Both teams moving backwards. Mob City's blockers are all spread out. Not sure. Worthy did want to look for that quick out, but it didn't work out. He did get that cut, so now it's going to be a Mousetrap power jam. He's still holding on to that helmet cover.
That's right. Still 30 seconds on the jam clock, so we will see Worthy back on the track. Boy, Mousetrap is, the DCM pack has figured Mousetrap, at least so far. He's really getting the business. Up front now, we have a star pass. That was a productive star pass going to Fist Fight.
And Fist Fight does make it out, looks for the inside, and she gets it. Fist Fight, apex jump, grand slam. Very, very productive star pass.
That lit a fire under the fans at turn 2 as Fist Fight just, she timed the jump perfectly. Some of us have mentioned we've seen more apex jumps in this past couple of days than we had seen in a week or 2 of WFTDA competition. It's really exciting, Logan.
It definitely is, and like I said, I've skated juniors. Started when I was 14. I'm 20 years old now. I've skated with all of these kids several occasions, and watching them all grow up and compete at this level is it's something amazing.
Well, the game is progressing, no doubt about it, and these are the folks that are going to make it happen. Mob City taking a timeout right now. They're down by 9. 17 DCM reigning champions once again with 26. And I guess, if you're looking for a silver lining on the power jam there to Worthy, it's that he was able to get out of the box before that jam ended. So we're going to have full complement of skaters, and both teams will field a jammer when this timeout is over with.
And it looks like the whistle is blown, so we're going to go ahead and get the next lines out. Corey Payne, very, very skilled MRDA player. probably taking this time, calm his skaters down, let him know it's not out of reach. We were 1 point away. Let's bring it back down, nice and calm.
Sure. Toe Jammer now with the star for Mob City. Is that number 4, Mini Maniac, with the star for Diamond City. Here we go. Mini Maniac pushing into the teeth of the defense, and Toe Jammer dropped for a moment, but emerges in the front of the pack, burrowing under the defenders. Lead jammer for Mob City. The timeout paid off. Oh, and how about staying in bounds? Well done, Toe Jammer. Toe Jammer wrestled down up front, missed the number. Did you see the defender up at the front, Logan?
I did not catch the number, but Toe Jammer walking up that inside line clean. This is what Mob City needed right here.
Oh, absolutely. Toe Jammer with 10. Mob City does retake the lead. Toe Jammer now looking for a little bit extra. Better call, and she does. We're going to see at the end of the jam, well, an out of play penalty's being called on the Diamond City pivot, I believe. And, well, no points going up for Diamond City as of yet. Now we've got a word, 2 points. So a little bit slow on the call off, but then again, you want to get as much as you can.
Yeah, absolutely. She had a couple more hips to pass at the top. She did what she was supposed to, though. Jam worked out really well. They're in a very good spot right now. 2 blockers for DCM in the box, turbocharged with the jam, but DCM gets the lead. This is what they need right here.
Yeah, this is Worthy up front, turbocharged, having to play catch up. And right now, DCM at the back of the pack, but they're trying to change that. Nice bump out by B. Moy in the pivot position. That'll force the call off. 2-0, so now we got a tie game.
Yeah, prior to that last jam, in the midst of all that chaos, we did have a lead change. Mob City did have a 2-point lead. Worthy catches it back up, stays out, keeps the star. Mousetrap is out the jam for Mob City. 2 blockers still in the box for DCM, so this is a good spot for Mob City. A quick lead right here would be a very good jam.
Yes, it would. And 3 blockers on the track for Mob City. Raven Fritsch standing in the penalty box, so she'll be out fairly soon. Big defensive jamming work by Worthy is going to take Mousetrap outside. And now Mousetrap and Worthy are just going to play the waiting game as the pack returns to full strength.
You can definitely see how seasoned all these skaters are. The strategy that just happened right there. Worthy knocking out, clearing his box, and then Mob City skating up to look for that catch on Worthy. So both teams working at max capacity right now.
Yeah, that's right. Not only physically, but mentally. Worthy holding on the outside, but he gets bumped out. Now he resets, 1 to beat up front, and he's called for cutting the track. Well defended by Lexi on the Mob City side. The number 3 there, the last line of defense. Mob City taking Worthy out and forcing the cut. But now Mousetrap is trying to negotiate this DCM defense, and they're really focusing on him.
Bry up top. He knows where he needs to be. He's going to catch that jammer. Mob City doing a good job of keeping the other DCM blockers in the back. And Mousetrap gets the reprieve he needed. He's out.
Oh, yes, that was Lexi once again. Now, this is that was a no pass, no penalty, or a unearned pass. So as a result, there is no lead jammer in the jam. There's still 35 seconds to go. Worthy's out of the penalty box with a flourish, and now Mousetrap cannot call the jam. So Worthy in scoring position. And up at the front of the pack going against Raven Fritsch and now Lexi, and Worthy's going to put up some points for DCM. That is a 5-point pass.
Looks like Bry is in the back trying to hold Mousetrap back, giving his other blockers an opportunity to play some offense for Worthy. Mousetrap looking for his pivot, but Afro has to stay up top to stay on Worthy. The jam's going to get called, but it does look like there's an out-of-play blocking call.
Yeah, that's going against the captain, Afro Jamurai, for Mob City. So, boy, that was just a display of power on DCM's part, taking a taking a jammer penalty and still dominating the jam 9-2.
Yeah, Worthy putting up 9 points on that after a track cut penalty. DCM's definitely in this, and Mob City is not giving them anything.
Not at all. As we said, if you're just joining us and you're not as familiar with these teams as Logan is, you are watching the reigning JRDA Open Division champions, the DCM or Diamond City Miners in the orange are the champions, and they have no intention to let go of that title. It's obvious. But Mob City, they were 7th in 2017. They came within 1 game of championship status in 2016 when they came in 2nd.
Yes, 2016 in Nebraska. That was the champs that I aged out, and there was a lot of skaters that went with me. Mob City, though, they did lose one skater, Kieran. He went to Puget Sound. He was also a jammer, one of Turbocharge's duos.
Okay, all right. Well, we have an official timeout now being requested, and there's a little conversation going on in the middle with Admiral Mayhem, who is the head referee, and the Diamond City staff. But, I guess, in a game like this, you certainly want everybody on the same page. I'm seeing a lot of aggressive play, but I'm not seeing anything out of bounds.
No, both of these teams, they practice and play probably the most that they would be allotted. I mean, they're definitely used to this situation. Both teams are. DCM clawed their way up through the ranks, and they took the championship last year. Mob City, though, they're no stranger to tough situations. So definitely they're going to work this one out. They're going to try their best.
Yeah, well, that's one of the other things that I think is great is that when you've played the game for as long as most of these skaters have, you learn exactly what the limits of initiation of contact are. I've seen this weekend that the JRDA skaters, by and large, at this level, execute the face-to-face block defensively more effectively than the majority of WFTDA and MRDA skaters do. It's just something that they've learned how to do.
Yeah, it's a necessity in junior derby. When you get split, that's your last line of defense, so that's what you want to beef up when you're practicing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, again, winner plays for the championship tomorrow at 6 p.m., and the runner-up will be looking for the bronze medal tomorrow at 3 p.m. So nothing more but nothing less on the line, and that's enough to get the best of both of these teams. They are ready to go. We continue to await the end of this official review. It's gone on for almost 3 minutes and 22 seconds right now. I'm not seeing anybody escorted from either bench, so that's got to be a good thing. Well, I tell you what, though, Logan, I do see Mousetrap sitting in the penalty box right now.
At the end of the jam, Afro did get that out of play block. I didn't see what happened with Mousetrap, but the refs did. They went ahead. They corrected their mistake. Mousetrap is sitting in the box. This is going to be a DCM power jam.
Yeah, it's Ginger Snapper with the star. And this is a break if you're a Mob City fan. Ginger Snapper is through, but on an unearned pass. So as a result, lead is open. Mousetrap standing in the penalty box, but Ginger Snapper gets 5 points. She cannot call it off, though. Here comes Mousetrap and Afro Jammerai. Let's see whether Mob City goes to full-on offense to get, yes, they do pretty much. Lead jam now going to Mousetrap.
Mousetrap, this was a really good situation for Mousetrap. He needed that lead call, was not going to be able to pass the helmet cover, did get knocked out. I don't see yet if he put any points on. He did. He put 2 points up.
Well, that's productive. 9-2 jam there. Boy, give credit to Ginger Snapper getting out there and, despite not getting leads, still winning the jam 9-2. So, Diamond City now up by 14. Mob City looking to change that. They're going to send Bruno Scars to the jam line. This is Worthy, who loves that outside line, like you said, Logan. Lead jammer, Diamond City.
Oh, but it looks like B. Moy might have caught him on the outside line. She's bringing him all the way back. Worthy's going to have to skate all the way back around.
Yeah, be swallowed by the pack. He already has lead status, but still needs to get through again. And, we've got Bruno Scars down, I believe. No, it's not Bruno Scars, but it's another, it's Wolschlager down after contact with Worthy, and that's prompting the call off. The jam called off. Wolschlager in the corner there, or on the inside of turn one. Fortunately, getting right back up. Boy, that's good to see because, there was it was legal contact with Worthy, but as we said, that contact has made it full speed.
Absolutely. This has been a very physical game so far on both sides. As you were saying, DCM blockers opting to stay backwards and block. That it's very physical, very tiring on the jammers, especially when they're able to traverse the track back and forth backwards. That'll wear you out as a jammer. So the switching from the offense of Mob City, that's what's going to help them out in the coming jam.
Okay, well, they got Toe Jammer on the line. This is Worthy again for DCM. Quite common to jam two in a row, Logan.
DCM, they're very, very common on putting Worthy out and Bry when needed on the two in the row. Worthy patiently waiting, outside line open wide up for him. He is gone with lead jam.
Yeah, Toe Jammer now getting the business from the Diamond City pivot. Meanwhile, Worthy up front puts up a quick 5, and I do mean a quick 5. Just 15 seconds gone in the jam. Toe Jammer now struggling against pivot. That will be Speed Bryu. Speed Bryu, a double threat at least, if not a triple threat. Oh, how about that work? I believe a knee pad might have gone off in the meantime, but Worthy's going to leave the track for a moment to pick up his gear, he's got 5 points. He's going to have to call off the jam. It's disappointing if you're Worthy. He's working on quite a jam there.
Not quite sure how the refs would have called it. I think Worthy might have been able to keep going without the cover on his knee pad. But, in the heat of moment, things get mistranslated. So it's better to call off the jam versus risking a penalty.
Well, absolutely. And also risking an injury in the off chance that he got upended. So, all right. Back to the action now. DCM has a little run going right now. This is Fist Fight with the star for Mob City against Blonde Assassin for DCM. DCM, the reigning champions, but Fist Fight is through. Lead jammer Mob City.
And it looks like Turbocharged's going to take a seat in the box. Fist Fight's still working her way up at the top of the pack.
Blonde Assassin and McKillia are going face-to-face right now, just off your screen. Blonde Assassin does make it through. Fist Fight on a scoring pass, and that will be 4 points, and now Mob City will be running it long.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is they're wanting to clear out the box. They're wanting to get Turbocharged out, back on the floor. Porter, rather.
Oh, well done by Fist Fight. So close. I don't know whether she jumped to the apex, but she very carefully stepped over it on about 3 strides there, Logan.
Mob City looking really good so far in this jam. Fist Fight is having some trouble now, but she's skated through for 9 points so far. DCM has 0 on the jam.
Yeah, and Turbocharged is back on the track in the pivot position. Here comes Fist Fight now. This will be another scoring pass. This one's for 5. So, yes, Mob City really turning it on in this jam. Certainly helping to have Turbocharged back on the track. Nice seal block by Porter. And another 5-point pass for Fist Fight. This will be, no doubt, the largest jam of the game for Mob City. Now Blonde Assassin completes a 4-point pass. Wow. Wow, Mob City making up a lot of ground on that jam.
That was definitely the jam that they needed to get the momentum back in. DCM did score 4 points on that last jam. Mob City 19. The score is now 67-53.
Okay, and I'm hearing whistles. It could be from the other track, but all right, Bruno Scars with the star for Mob City, and this is going to be Worthy for DCM. Worthy may have been trying to fake the defense because he was rolling inside on the start line, but now he goes outside, takes lead jam, DCM.
Quick lead by DCM. Bumper car in the back, still dealing with Mob City's jammer.
Yeah, and Bruno Scars has the star off, looking for, I believe it's Afro Jammerai with the pivot stripe. Now it is a pass, and that's exactly who has it. Captain Afro Jammerai, but meanwhile Worthy is racking them up 5 at a time for the Diamond City Miners.
Worthy looking very poised, doing what he does. He's coming up, sizing up the wall, looking for an outside line. Afro Jammerai, however, on the inside, dancing those lines, but just got caught and recycled back.
Yeah, recycled, and now face-to-face blocking from DCM. 1 to beat now. Okay, Afro Jammerai through. But this will be a fourth scoring pass for Worthy right now. He will call off the jam, and boy, DCM showing you why they are the champions. They answer a 19-point jam with a 19-point jam.
Very big jam for DCM, spreading out that gap. Pretty much null and void that last huge jam that Mob City had.
Yeah, 8 minutes and 11 seconds to go. Toe Jammer has the star for Mob City, and timeout will be called by DCM. So that's the first team timeout for DCM. Mob City already having used one. They both will have 2 remaining for the contest. Neither has used their official review. Official review is something that is a big part of Junior Derby, Logan?
It can be, definitely can be. Whether you scrap the official review to give some of your players more time to rest, or that there's a call that you have to turn over. But official reviews are definitely used more frequently in Junior Derby.
Okay, yeah. I remember, because I'm one of the older school, let's put it that way, announcers that the process hadn't really developed to the extent that it is now. And I believe it was Ballistic Whistle for London was the first in playoff competition to simply use an official review as a timeout. And that blew people's minds at the time. It's like, whoa! And it was like, well, yeah, because it was and he used it for profit. I believe it was. Oh gosh, if I had to guess, I would say it was in Burlington, Vermont, in 2012 in the Northeast Region playoffs. In any event, well, we talked that timeout through. Now we've got Toe Jammer for Mob City, and this is Mini Maniac for DCM. Both teams, well, DCM with 1 blocker in the penalty box. That's Speed Bryu. So DCM certainly happy to see him standing now. Neither jammer making a lot of progress until right now, of course, and this is lead jammer Mini Maniac. Speed Bryu out of the pack. Mini Maniac on a scoring pass, ridden to the outside by Turbocharged. Boy, so alert where re-entry takes place. We've seen really just the one miscalculation so far on a rollback, Logan.
Yeah, in high-level derby like this, things like that, it's second nature. The watching where you're at, being pack aware, it comes naturally to these kids.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing to see. It really is. Now, Mini Maniac pounded to the inside by Turbocharged, but Mini Maniac in control of the jam. Already 4 points with lead. So Toe Jammer had been having success against Diamond City in the early going, but Diamond City figured her out right now. Still 34 seconds on the jam clock. We have a star pass completed to Turbocharged. That will force the call off but 5 more for DCM. Mini Maniac, I guess you would call Mini Maniac a relief jammer in the rotation for DCM, but a very important one, Logan.
Very important one. No relief for Mob City, though. That was a 9-point jam by Mini Maniac. And it looks, we have a clear box, both jammers on the floor. And it looks like the pack's going to start off at the pivot line.
Yeah. Fist fight with the star for Mob City. And this is Ginger Snapper again for DCM. Boy, the action is pretty much across the track boundary. Here comes Ginger Snapper fighting tooth and nail with McKillia. And lead jam is awarded, but now a cut. Oh, dear. Well, that is corrected, however. And it must have been an outside pack referee calling for the correction, actually, in that situation.
I do believe it was an out-of-play block at the top that gave the penalty to one of the blockers. The second blocker that was also out of play went up to the top, so the correction was that it was blocking out of play, so she got signaled back onto the track.
Correct. Okay, 4 points go up for Ginger Snapper, and all of a sudden DCM has been locking down. It's boy, the last 4 minutes after that big Mob City jam, DCM took inventory, said, hey, let's rock it. All right, star pass complete now. This is B. Moy with the star for Mob City, but the action up front has Ginger Snapper now being rolled back by Thompson. So Ginger Snapper with 4 points already up, probably has gotten 4 more, but she just hasn't had a chance to credit them yet because she hasn't made it all the way through the pack.
Right, B. Moy tried muscling her way through on that inside line, but just got caught by that last blocker. Ginger Snapper still having a tough time up top against the Mob City wall. Looks like Mob City does have one back waiting for that offense, looking for B. Moy.
Yeah, and B. Moy has received the star. We got 12 seconds left on the jam. Ginger Snapper will call off the jam. How many more did she get? That would be the question. It appears we're having an official review now being requested. 5 more. Ginger Snapper had passed blockers many times on that.
Yes, another 9-point jam at DCM.
Yeah, they're almost doubling up on Mob City right now with 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this first period. 104 to 53, and and Mob City, you can't point to anything in particular to say, oh, they need to do a better job of this, as so much as DCM has just responded to everything that Mob City's had success with.
Yeah, absolutely. Mob City's defense and offense alike has been great so far in this game. The one thing I could definitely see is the DCM switching from offense to defense is a little bit faster than Mob City. So freeing their jammers from the leads and ending the jam from Mob City's where DCM has been.
That's the difference.
Yeah, that's the difference.
That's the difference. Well, and again, with your experience playing against both of these teams, it must be exciting to watch them from this vantage point now.
It definitely is. Like I said, all these kids are really good friends of mine. I've watched them all skate. It's awesome watching them compete at this level, especially now that I can sit back and enjoy it, not.
Yeah. Without the game time, I guess you have the jitters until the first whistle, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, here we go. For Mob City, it's Bruno Scars. Worthy powers through the pack up front for DCM. Bruno Scars, well, boy, cleared the pack, but then the pack got ahead of her. So now she's through. No, she is not through either. Was that a back block?
That was a track cut.
It was a track cut
penalty. She did take a hit early on turn 2, drug her foot, stood up. The penalty was assessed right at the top of turn 3.
Okay, Worthy now with 5, and an electrifying jammer. Just got, Porter got a piece of him, so he alertly reset. That will be another 5 and a call to ice Bruno Scars.
It looks like it is just going to be a power start. Both teams still have all 4 blockers on the floor.
Yeah, 3:08 now to go, and Bruno Scars is standing in the penalty box. Coming up with the star right now is 007, the blonde assassin for DCM. Interesting formation for DCM. They take the box now on the offensive end up front. Very effective. Makes room for blonde assassin, lead jammer. Bruno Scars out of the box right now. Runs into the pack in turn 1. And a high block going against blonde assassin. Bruno Scars gets through. We've got a 1 minute and 30-second jam ahead of us. Currently, Bruno Scars in a power jam.
Power jam situation, no lead.
That's right. Well, now we have a call-off, and
not sure what the call-off.
Yeah. Well, our jam clock had at least a minute, but well, I'm sure there's a reason.
Yeah.
We have perhaps bleeding skater as yes, we see the medical staff now going to the penalty box when blonde assassin got bounced into the pack. The medical staff is handing her a bandage, and she's reaching for her mouth guard. She's communicating. It appears that everything, we're not, of course, medical staff ourselves, but she's communicating effectively and being taken care of, but I think there was some blood that was spilled as a result.
DCM might have to switch out the blocker due to the jam being called for an injury, unless they can get the presumed bleeding under control. I'm assuming that they are going to have to switch out the jammers.
Yeah, with 2:02 to go in the first period. Certainly, I guess if you're a DCM fan at this point, you want the clock to move as quickly as possible. Kind of goes without saying. If you're a Mob City fan at this point, what's the effect as a skater, Logan, with an unexpected clock stoppage like this? Does this help when you're down by 50 points?
And off a power jam situation, this does not help. This is going to ice their jammers, kill the momentum. They can still come out very strong on the start of the whistle with that power jam, but in Mob City, I would want that clock to keep running, especially during this power jam.
Sure. They're going to be sending Mousetrap to the line when play resumes, but of course, safety first, and blonde assassin is getting properly checked out. Still seated in the penalty box, though. So the officiating staff now discussing things on the outside of turn 4. Coming up next on this track, at 7 o'clock, the big game, if you will, the other semifinal game is going to be Des Moines and the Attack Pack. Your thoughts about that game, Logan?
Attack Pack was the team that I skated for before I aged out. Attack Pack has a lot of skilled skaters. They also have 8 skaters playing in the female division right now. Duval just actually finished up their game on the other track. Full disclosure, it could go either way. There's going to be an overlap between the Duval and Attack Pack game, so there's going to be some overlap with the Duval skaters not being able to skate the first half with Attack Pack.
Okay, and now Blonde Assassin has been removed from the penalty box, and a swap has taken place. However, I believe that's Speed Bryu sitting down for DCM with the star. So, Mob City really kind of, it's a tough break. That's all it is. It's certainly nothing that you can ascribe anything other than just bad luck on that one. They were in a power jam situation, and now when play resumes, they're going to have Speed Bryu standing up in the penalty box.
They are still going to have a little bit of time left on the power jam, so B. Moy, if she can get this lead jam and get her blockers out of the box, that would be a win on the jam for Mob City for sure.
Correct, and with 2 minutes, that's maybe the kind of win you're looking for going into halftime. So, like I said, almost doubled up right now, but it's a low-scoring game. It's a defensive game. As a result, it's really only a 56-point difference. At halftime, get a positive result, get some momentum.
Absolutely, and we've seen our fair share of 20-point jams so far this game. So, I mean, 1 or 2 of those in the second half could catch this game back up in no time.
Sure. B. Moy now fighting at the front of the pack. Little offensive help coming from the Mob City defense. And, ooh, can we get lead? Oh, she dragged her foot, but she remains lead jammer. And so at least with lead on a scoring pass, B. Moy now popped inside. Speed Bryu out of the penalty box. And he's called for
blocking out a play on the jammer. You got to listen to that. We've got to listen to that when you're a jammer. If you're hitting another blocker when that out of play is called, whether they disengage or not, that is going to be a blocking out of play for the jammer.
That's exactly what happened. So now the power jam continues, and here comes B. Moy through a 4-5.
It's a perfect storm scenario right now for Mob City. They're on a power jam. All the blockers are out of the box.
That is correct. Those were the objectives that you spoke of, Logan, and now being rolled back, B. Moy and Speed Bryu out of the box, but he's going to have to start over on the initial pass. He's got up front Turbocharged, and Turbocharged heard the out of play and did heed the whistle. B. Moy very, very careful to call off that jam before Speed Bryu can get anything. So yes, a 9-0 jam in favor of Mob City. They may not get another jam unless time is called. The period clock winding down to 10. Mousetrap on the line for Mob City. And unless somebody blows a whistle, this could be it. 2-0. That's it for... Or do we have a time stoppage? We're checking.
We're going to consult.
We do have a timeout by DCM. So if nothing else, Mob City forced DCM to use their second timeout. Yes.
Yeah, last second of the period, DCM is going to call a timeout. Mousetrap will be starting off this next jam as the jammer for Mob City. And it does look like Worthy is sitting in the box with the pivot for DCM.
Okay, so yeah, Speed Bryu we may expect to see coming back with the star. Calculated gamble on the part of DCM right here, as going to the intermission with a 57-point lead is not that bad a thing to do. Actually, a 47-point lead. It's not that bad a thing to do.
Right. The DCM's probably looking to keep that momentum in their favor going in the second half. Mob City is going to put Turbocharge out to jam, switching him with Mousetrap.
Okay.
And it looks like Mini Maniac is going to be taking the star for DCM.
That's right, and it will be a pack advantage in favor of Mob City. So, Mob City have this is in some ways the return. They got the bad luck on the blood in the penalty box situation, but this could be a fortunate turn of events for Mob City going into halftime. Let's see what happens. Turbocharge pushing the front of the pack, and tough defense on that inside, but Mini Maniac being held off at the pivot line. Nicely rolled back. Boy, DCM just doing such a good job with the jammer defense for the most part. Oh, look at Turbocharge. We have a lead.
Yeah, Mob City, Turbocharge using his size to his advantage, dug through that inside line, ran it out, hopped to the apex, gets the lead jam, but it looks like Bumper Car knocks him to the inside, takes his momentum away. brings him back.
And a spin, but Turbocharged is going to have to go back. Yeah, a little bit of offensive blocking would go a long way right now, but okay, Mini Maniac is through, so, and Worthy's back on the track. The jam is called. We are at halftime. 1 point awarded to Turbocharged. So, well, Mob City, 10 points picked up at the end of that first period. So they're moving in the right direction. No doubt they have more to give DCM. DCM looking strong.
Absolutely. Mob City, they're going to have to chip away at this score, use what they have, take advantage of those power jams. DCM, they just have to keep doing what they're doing. Keep that jammer rotation good and keep their blockers out of the box.
All right, we will be back with the second period of this semifinal game in 9 minutes. All right, welcome back. You're watching the 2018 JRDA Championships on WFTDA.tv. I'm Gretchen Little, joined by Logan, and we've just seen a phenomenal first half in this semifinal game. However, DCM on top. Any surprises, Logan, in this first period?
No, none. I mean, DCM's playing their game, same as Mob City. Mob City, they have the ability to keep that score close. The penalties is what's been setting them apart so far. The quick power jams here and there, Worthy capitalizing on the power jams. That's where that score differential is coming from.
Yeah, and DCM have that ability to make you pay for every step along the way. As we noted in that first period, Mob City coming out with a fantastic 19-point jam. Next jam, DCM puts up 19 themselves. That stands as the highest total for one team in one jam so far in this game. And I in my opinion, it doesn't mean too much, but I don't see that changing. These teams are too strong to give up many points in any one jam.
Right, yeah. Like I said, it's going to come down to who's able to quick recycle the fastest off the offense and free their jammers. Typically, the lead jammers are going to be the ones that are going to be winning those jams point for point.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, there's a little bit of equipment checking going on once more. Diamond City is on the track, ready to go, and they're going to put Worthy up to start the second period. And no big surprise for Mob City. Here comes Turbocharged, the two jammers to be shaking hands at the start line.
And looks like DCM's going to start with the pack advantage. 4 blockers on the floor for DCM, 3 for Mob City.
That can't hurt if you're a DCM fan. Again, if you're new to JRDA competition, you are looking at the 2017 champions, the Diamond City Miners, referred to as DCM. That's what's on their shirts. From Bakersfield, California. They were number 7th in 2016. Last year for 7th was none other than this Mob City team. So both teams no strangers to championship level competition. Here we go. Looking inside to change things up a little bit is Worthy, lead jammer for DCM, followed by Turbocharged, but it's about half track separating. Oh, that's an interesting wrinkle there as Worthy will call off the jam. Strategic thoughts on that, Logan?
The only thing that comes to mind is maybe he wants another jam with the blocker in the box, or maybe just a miscommunication from the bench.
Yeah, well, the DCM was in the rear formation there, so maybe not wanting to risk giving up a point to Turbocharged. Here we go, starting with Toe Jammer for Mob City, and this is Worthy again for DCM. Worthy went inside, now going down in turn 2, but establishing lead jammer for DCM. Toe Jammer caught in the pack. There you see Diamond City holding off the inside. Penalty is going to go against that inside blocker, and now that's a 5-point pass for Worthy. Toe Jammer's out. DCM again taking the rearward formation, and pop to the outside, calling off the jam is Worthy. That defense is stopped by McKillia.
And Toe Jammer getting really close to getting those hips by those DCM blockers, but she's not able to score any points on that last jam. Worthy did put 3 points up on that last pass.
So
and looks like Worthy's going to stay out for a third jam in a row.
And he'll be taking on Mousetrap for Mob City. And, obviously all skaters in peak physical condition. In order to be able to jam 3 in a row, though, I think you really have to take your conditioning to a higher level. And we have a jammer through the pack, but on an unearned pass, Mousetrap now in scoring position. Meanwhile, Worthy rolled back by fist fight, and this is 5 points, Mob City. Best Worthy can do at this point is get lead and call it. That's what he will do.
Mousetrap did an awesome job with what he had. Took advantage of 2 blockers being in the box. Great awareness on that outside line to watch that foot come out, get that no pass. Even though he did not have lead, he was still able to put a grand slam up. Perfect derby IQ by Mousetrap.
that really is exactly how you want to put it too, Logan, because you got to make that calculation in a matter of milliseconds, and he made the exact right calculation. All right, back to the live action. This is Mini Maniac for DCM versus Turbocharged for Mob City. Turbocharged going up and sticking the landing. Lead jammer for Mob City, 2 in a row now for Turbocharged. Ooh, and that could be a charging penalty, or at least what was used to be referred to as. Turbocharged rolled back now. Maniac is through. And how many did Turbocharged get? 0 for Maniac, 2 for Turbocharged. All right, so Mob City with a little bit of momentum, Logan. What do they need to keep doing?
They need to lock down that defense. They did a really good job on Mousetrap's jam of keeping Worthy in the pack. Mousetrap got the lead jam, scored 5 points on Worthy. If they can keep Worthy from getting lead jam, they can start to bring the score back.
Okay. Well, Bruno Scars has the star for Mob City. It's a 4-3 pack advantage for Mob City right now. Worthy getting held down right now by at the rear of the pack. 1 to beat up front. Boy, that's a punishing hit being dealt out. Oh, and cutting the track is the call on Bruno Scars. So Worthy is lead, and it's a power jam DCM.
And Worthy is poised to strike. This is where he wants to be in a power jam situation. Bry out there playing offense for him. Afro Jamrai, however, catching him on that outside line.
Well,
yeah, she got him. Yep, Afro Jamrai draws the track cut.
Yes, and wow. Well, DCM going passive on the offense there. Again, another calculation that hey, that's the way it goes. And anyway, Bruno Scars back towards the action. 1:04 on the jam clock, and nobody will be able to stop the action. Now getting up front is Flying Speed Bryu, excuse me. But, boy, nice work, Bruno Scars, dodging the hit. That's the initial pass.
Mob City's pivot fist fight, very good read earlier in the jam. Pushing Bry all the way out to the front of the pack, getting her away from her jammer, freeing her up some room when she came in. Bry, however, was able to recycle back to the front, but she was able to get out on her initial.
Yeah, Mob City holding back right now, and Bry deposits Bruno Scars to the infield. Worthy's out of the box and scoring for DCM. Still 23 seconds, and neither jammer can stop the action. Nice positional work there by Afro Jammerai to slow down Worthy on that pass.
And Worthy taking
how
it off.
about this quick star pass to Speed Bryu? That was a well-planned maneuver, and they got 2 points. Still keeping the star moving, always a good thing.
Yeah, and lead jam was lost because both jammers did go to the box during that jam. Worthy just passed it off the last couple seconds. Better safe than sorry. Didn't want to risk anything. Didn't want to tire himself out. Give himself nice and fresh for the next coming jam.
Sure. 4 points for Mob City on the jam. So that is a 6-4 2-minute jam. That gives you some idea of the level of defense that's being played here. All right, Mini Maniac with the star for DCM, B. Moy for Mob City. B. Moy being held off by the DCM pivot. Meanwhile, speaking of pivots, turbocharged rolls back Mini Maniac. Ooh, that could conceivably be cutting the track penalty. It appeared that way. It appeared from our vantage point that turbocharged had pulled that cut, and the officiating crew agreed. B. Moy still, well, I missed the penalty on B. Moy previously, Logan. Did you catch that?
I do believe it was a track cut in the middle of the pack,
okay.
Yes.
All right, we're hear a word from the production staff that is indeed what occurred. So now this will be another 2-minute jam. Mini Maniac ridden to the outside. Boy, neither jammer getting a lot of preferential treatment from the defense. No points on the board. 45 seconds to go in the jam, and this is just a defensive showcase.
And this is a bumper car, a lot of defense, like you said earlier. Bumper car usually is one of DCM's go-to jammers. But Bumper Car doing a great job out there right now, defense with his other blockers.
Okay, and B. Moy is finally through to first to put up points, and now she gets around untouched on the outside for 5 more. Don't cop Mob City down just yet. Mini Maniac has just been rolled out again, this time by Thompson for Mob City. Ooh, that'll finally do it. Jammers paying for their points on this one for sure. Waiting for clarification. 3 more go up for Mob City. That's a big jam.
Yeah, big jam. Great momentum shift for Mob City. Mob City very close to breaking that 100 mark, closing that score gap jam by jam.
Yeah, 138 is the difference right now, and Mousetrap ready to go for Mob City versus Worthy. 5-on-5 on the track. Worthy looks inside, finds that shut down, but I like the offensive work that DCM is doing. Earlier there, it was almost like a circular rotation. Now we've got pretty much lockdown defense both ways. Both teams devoting 1 blocker to a bridge. But up at the front of the pack, Worthy very close to escaping. Mousetrap still caught in turn 1. Oh, Worthy very, very adeptly staying in bounds. Lead jammer DCM.
Mob City was able to hold Worthy for a whole 45 seconds. But Mousetrap still hung up in the back of the pack with DCM's blockers.
Yeah, that's Ambush Ash with the rollback right now for DCM. Unfortunately, with the DCM numbers being the uniforms contrast in just the design, sometimes it's difficult to make out the numbers. So we'll try to highlight the play from as many of the DCM players as possible. But wow, amazing work in that jam. A 3-0 jam, but that does increase the lead for DCM. And at this point, it's not about how many, it's whether you advance to the final game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what happened at the end of the jam, but it looks like DCM starting off in a power jam.
It is indeed the case. Mousetrap in the penalty box. Ginger Snapper with the star for Mob City, and now Mob City losing the pivot. Ginger Snapper for DCM. Wow. B. Moy really doing a great job defensively with short crew. Mousetrap out of the track right now. Ginger Snapper still not through on the initial. Mousetrap through on. Well, Mousetrap is currently being signified lead, but I'm not sure how that would, unless the jam started with Mousetrap in, which it did, actually, now that I'm resetting myself. The action is so intense. Sometimes it's, Mousetrap will call.
Mousetrap staying on the tips of his toe stops to squeeze out those points. All three of them. Mousetrap's going to put 3 points on the board. DCM 0 on the jam.
Okay. Well, Mob City, as you said, they're not going to give anything away for easy. It's going to have to be earned. Ooh, now we've got two premier jammers. Well, Speed Bryu was going to take the star, but now he'll give it to Amazing. It's maybe the first jam for Amazing so far in the game. It's Turbocharged jamming for Mob City. Turbocharged quickly back and forth, bumped inside. Was that bumper car? Or no, it was Worthy bumping Turbocharged inside. We have a jammer penalty going on Amazing, cutting the track. It's a power jam. Turbocharged, he's through, he's lead.
Yeah, Turbocharged working that middle, not risking it. Makes himself an opening on the inside, and he took it. He's got some help on the outside, but gets caught by Bry. He's going to go back, looking to the bench for some guidance. He's going to keep this jam running.
Yep, Bry was right where he needed to be, which is something that we've come to expect. All right, we do have the call off as Amazing standing in the penalty box, and it's certainly worth it to Mob City to start in a power jam. Two more picked up by Mob City. 16 minutes, 55 seconds to go. That's an eternity of Derby.
Especially at this high rate of Derby right now. Both teams giving everything they have on the track, blockers and jammers alike.
All right, it's 4-on-4 in the pack. Toad Jammer will be on the power jam start. Here we go. Amazing standing up. So less than 10 seconds to go. Amazing is released, and lead is open. Toad Jammer burrowing now, looking for some offensive help from Porter, and Toe Jammer able to stay in. Oh, I spoke too soon. The official was right there. Unearned pass, so Toe Jammer in scoring position, but not lead.
Toe Jammer, looks like the jam is being called off. Not sure if for an injury. Yes, jam is being called off for an injury.
Okay. And it's Amazing who's, she's looking up at the sky right now. Might have caught some contact in the facial area. So, yeah, here comes the medical staff.
One thing about DCM that Mob City's starting to catch on, DCM plays a very unconventional style of defense for Junior Derby. DCM, they're willing to put two backwards versus having that solid three wall. It's working for DCM. Mob City needs to analyze that now. That they have to have an offense running at all times on those backwards blockers, especially when it's Worthy and Bry. Mob City needs to drop someone back on offense.
Yeah, because we have seen that very often here, where once you allow that formation to set up, if you don't send anybody, those blockers are not going to let the jammer through.
Absolutely, and pushing your way through backwards blockers, especially two very, very strong backwards blockers, you're going to get tired really fast, and it's going to be even harder. So the offense is the most important thing for Mob City right now.
Yeah. Yep, and that means, of course, stepping up on the defensive end as well. And all right, well, the fans are getting into it over here. Mob City at 95, DCM at 131, plenty of time. Of course, an official timeout in effect right now, as the medical staff is not available to supervise the game. Now the EMT is joining their cohort, so I think DCM is ready to go. Hopefully, Amazing, just took a little bit of a whack. Very well could have been a blood on the track situation, however. The jam is being, well, the official timeout is still in effect, and we are seeing the head referee actually leaving the track area right now, whatever that means, Logan.
I'm not sure, but the OPRs do look like they're standing over. Maybe might be some blood on the track.
It does. Yeah, the Amazing must have maybe a nosebleed or whatever. There's no more medical attention being given to her, which is a very good sign.
Yeah,
but we need to have some track maintenance before gameplay can continue. So again, the other side of the championship bracket is going to see Des Moines taking on the Attack Pack. That is scheduled for 7 p.m., although with this game taking a little bit longer than normal, that could be rolled back a little bit. But let's shoot for 7 p.m. For that other side of the semifinals. Coming up next at or around 3 o'clock, Philly and Tampa will be competing, and they're still in the running for the 5th place. That game will decide whether they do play for 5th place, and they will be taking on and the other two teams in contention for 5th place are River City and the Sirens of Savannah. So, any experience playing against those teams, Logan?
Sirens of Savannah. This is their first trip to JRDA champs. We've played them several times up in Savannah. Awesome team, awesome kids. They've been on the build the past 2 years. Mm-hmm. They have a really strong team. This is the best that they've looked. They could pull out a pretty good upset. Same with Philly. Philly, unstoppable.
Yes.
Tomahawk, two very, very strong skaters on Philly.
Yes, unstoppable. I saw him for the first time earlier this year and was very impressed with the skating skills and the knowledge. Philly, not another team on the build, as you say, moving up. Of course, Tampa, always strong. River City, we got plenty of great games coming up today. It's way too early in the day, actually, to tell you who's going to be playing when tomorrow. We know everybody will be playing. It's just a question of when and what position for.
Right.
So, we've got lots of action. It appears now that the track maintenance crew is getting out there and addressing the issue, but this could take some time, Logan, as once we've all seen this, once a droplet of blood is on the track, it's incumbent upon the officials to make sure that all of the droplets of blood are accounted for and sanitized.
Right. And sport court's not the easiest thing to clean up either. It gets in the cracks, it sinks below.
Yes. And that's an interesting point that you bring up, though. As a skater, your favorite surface is?
Oh, man. Polished concrete would probably be it. I like a little bit of slide as a jammer and even a blocker. Sport court, a little unpredictable. They vary from venue to venue, temperature to the surface they're sitting on. Polished concrete's usually consistent, depending on the temperature. But I like wood. Wood's a little grippy for me.
A little grippy, yeah. That's what I have heard. A lot of the leagues that I announce for regularly in the central Pennsylvania area do actually play on wood. Yes. And I like it from a visual standpoint. Not being an accomplished skater myself, I don't really have a great wealth of knowledge to compare. But from what I've seen as well, sometimes it's like, hey, a good skater probably they're going to shine on any surface. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and oh boy, now we're being methodical as the the crew is they took care of the spill on turn 1. Now they're in between turns 1 and 2, and we'll resume when the track is safe to continue. That's the most important thing. I will tell you this. Maybe you can give me some pointers. I've been training, and I've already got one attempt under my belt. I'll be turning 60 this year, and I'm attempting to actually complete my 27 and 5. My first official attempt, I fell short, and by fall I do mean fall.
Oh.
And I still ended up with 22 and 3/4, however.
So you were right there.
Yes,
right there.
That's what I was thinking as well. I'm going to keep training. Hopefully we'll be, I'm doing this as a fundraiser also. All right, well, you don't need to hear me talk about that anymore because we got some derby to play. The track has been declared ready to go, and we are back to the action. This is Fist Fight jamming for Mob City and Worthy for DCM. Fist Fight is through, but Fist Fight's called for cutting the track. Lead is still open. Power Jam DCM.
Worthy almost stayed in bounds on that check from Turbocharged. Looks like Turbocharged switching things up, and he's going to slow him down, making sure he does not hit his wall with speed. But Bry is going to fall back.
Oh, well done there by Showtime with the pop out on Worthy. Worthy showing, well, you know, DCM definitely stepping up their defense right now. They have to focus on defense with their jammer in the box. Fist Fight is standing. Worthy pounded outside by Afro Jammerai. Afro Jammerai's got to go to the box, though, on a direction of play. Power Jam is over. That's quite an impressive kill by Mob City, Logan.
Yeah, absolutely. And Turbocharged still on the defensive, hitting Worthy out, bringing him back. Yeah, and Worthy's going to get recycled back, but Turbocharged is now the lone blocker on the floor for Mob City.
Fist Fight going off the ground on the right leg, coming down on the left and sticking the landing. And now we have a penalty going against Worthy. Worthy has taken himself off the track. Fist Fight putting up points for Mob City.
Definitely looks like there's some confusion on the track. Maybe Worthy thought he was called for a penalty.
Could be. 4 points awarded right now to Fist Fight. And Fist Fight, boy, with a box trip among them, had a lot of highlights in that jam. 4 for Mob City, 0. There's a conversation taking place in the middle. And, yeah, we've got to wait and check this out. I mean, I don't believe that Worthy ever completed an initial pass on that jam, Logan. Now Worthy, however, is going to retake the jam line. Toe Jammer appears ready to go for Mob City. The penalty box has one blocker for Mob City in there right now. Boy, well, with so much on the line, 32 points is the difference. 13 minutes and 42 seconds to go. And that's, I mean, it's great to be in the position that we are in, bringing you this game. We're actually elevated from the track surface. The downside to that, unfortunately, is we are not close enough to the track surface to always be informed by the officiating crew as to what is going on.
Right, I'm not sure what the outcome was on that. No one did sit down. No penalties were assessed at the end of the review.
That's correct. Okay, so bumper car now jamming for DCM. First time in a while, toe jammer for Mob City. Bumper car does get through with lead jammer. Boy, coming in strong offensively is Wolfschlager. And bumper car calls off the jam. Could this be just a delay tactic on the part of DCM?
And it looks like Mini Maniac is going to sit down in the box for an out-of-play block at the end of that jam.
Okay, so bumper car is going to go again for DCM, turbocharged with the star for Mob City. 4-3 pack advantage in favor of Mob City. Turbocharged is lead. Bumper car.
Mob City putting one blocker up top to play that offense on Bry. Very effective. Oh, Turbocharged got the lead, but yes, he did slide into Speed Bry. He's going to the box on a low block.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Logan. So a power jam in favor of DCM. Now we are, okay, penalty called off. 5-point pass in favor of Bumper Car. Bumper Car hadn't jammed for a while, but he obviously still remembers how to do it.
And he's going to have a full 2 minutes, too. Turbocharged did have the lead, went right to the box on his scoring pass. So Bumper Car now has a minute and 10 seconds left on the clock to put as many points up as he can.
That's right, and the hesitation puts him through for 5 more. There's 3 skaters released almost simultaneously from the penalty box. Bumper Car already with 15, though, for DCM. Turbocharged is out. That was a scoring pass. That's 4. Now, a lot of ground to make up. Still 40 seconds on the jam clock, though. Oh, Bumper Car, Turbocharged bumped out by Ambush Ash. And Fist Fight got just enough of Bumper Car. Now both jammers being rolled back so quickly to roll back the jammers. Blockers know exactly where they are on the track. It's a beautiful thing to see, but now the defense is locking down on the outside straightaway. 5 seconds to go in the jam. Scoring has come to a standstill. We're gonna see now, okay, 3 more for DCM and 4 more for Mob City, so 18-7 in favor of the reigning JRDA Open Division champions.
Mob City finally breaking that century mark, putting up 106 on the board on that last jam. Both teams full accompaniment of blockers on the track.
All right, and Blonde Assassin, good to see her back on the track after having to leave earlier. Lead jammer going to Bruno Scars for Mob City. And she's quickly here coming through on the scoring pass, splitting the defense. Now a rollback in place on both jammers. Nice work by Wolfschlager, taking back Blonde Assassin, but now they're returning the favor on Bruno Scars. Blonde Assassin up at the front of the pack. Mob City doubling up. Out of play call, warning given to McKillia, so that will get Blonde Assassin through. Call off by Mob City 4-0.
And it looks like Ginger Snapper did pick up a multiplayer block at the end of that jam, so Ginger Snapper will be sitting down with the pivot cover. Mousetrap and Worthy both on the lines to jam.
Okay, that is correct. And the pack looking to form at the pivot line to start things off. Timeout on the track called by Mob City. So with 9:05, 39 points. I think we all know it can be done. Logan, what does Mob City have to do?
Mob City has to keep up that the 3-1 formation's been working for them. The tripod one offense, that's what's going to do it. They're going to have to put the offense on the strong DCM blockers, hold up that tripod as much as possible. Like I said, it goes back down to whoever can get lead will pull that jam off. And Mob City, they have 9 minutes, chipping away at that score. 1 or 2 power jams in there, this game's very, very doable for Mob City.
Yes, it is. And I understand that you also do some coaching. Is that correct, Logan?
I do. I actually coach Florida Junior Roller Derby out of Orlando, Florida. We have a couple games up here where I actually, right when I get done with the stream, I have to drive to New Jersey because we have one of our first sanctioned games over there.
All right. Well, that's exciting to hear because you certainly sounded like a coach who was actually going in real time during a time out there. All right. We're ready to get back underway for Mob City. We've got Mousetrap, and it's Worthy and we have a lead jammer for Mob City. So Worthy is mired right now in turn 1. Here, all right, scoring pass now for Mousetrap. He sees an opening. He shoots inside. That's a 5-point scoring pass. And Worthy's own momentum taking him out of play. Did Mousetrap call off that jam?
It does look like Mousetrap did call off the jam. Afro Jamrise picking up a low block on Worthy at the top. Worthy is going to stay out. Jam another one.
Okay, 5 points for Mob City. B. Moy on the jam line for Mob City. Mini Maniac with the star for DCM. All right, 3-on-3 in the pack. As you said, lead so critical to Mob City's chances right now. Well defended on the outside by DCM. B. Moy now is rolling way back as she had popped Mini Maniac out. Waiting to see whether Mini takes the bait.
And Coach Corey knows what he's looking for, signaling B. Moy, do not waste any time on the clock. Do not get back in, keep scoring. Oh, and it looks like Mini Maniac makes it out for lead.
That is right. And yeah, well, sometimes the old saying was hoist by your own petard. And if we have another stoppage of play, I'll explain what a petard is. But all right, B. Moy is through. Mini Maniac on a scoring pass. Time is DCM's friend right now. Let's see how many points DCM was able to put up. 2. All right, 151 now to 115. Still 7 minutes to go in this game. And Turbocharged will be jamming against Speed Bryu, perhaps? Yes, Speed Bryu with the star for DCM. It's a nice luxury to have, to put a skater of that quality on the jam line when necessary. But how about McKillia holding down the inside line, forcing the recycle, and we've got a lead jammer. It's Turbocharged.
And Bry takes that inside line, 360. He's right behind Turbocharged. Turbocharged knows it, takes the lead, calls it off. Turbocharged knew it was coming, puts 4 on the board, holds Bry to 0.
Wow, how about that? That's what you get in this level of open competition. And Bry says, I want to go again. Now, do you think Mob City will match that? Or will Turbocharged? I don't see him coming out right now. Toad Jammer will be wearing the star for Mob City. Here we go. 3-on-3 in the pack, and Toe Jammer almost had purchase on the inside line. Pushing the front of the pack now. Speed Bryu with a hammer and nail is punched to the middle, but Toe Jammer called to the penalty box. Power jam, lead jam, Speed Bryu.
And Bride coming around. Mob City full blockers on the floor. DCM is down 1. Bry throwing the jukes to the outside line. Dips under the blockers. 5 points for Bry.
One of the tallest jammers on either team, also able to get the lowest. Speed Bryu, the real package right here. Oh my. Yeah, and vaults around on the inside. 5 more points for DCM. This was the jam they wanted, and now face-to-face Speed Bryu is just pouring it on. That's another 4 points. Toad Jammer caught in the pack still, hasn't completed the initial. Bry with collision on Fist Fight. Fist Fight put her hands up, seemingly hoping for a back block, but it takes more than that to get the call.
Yeah, Bry's coach is telling him, keep the jam running, stay back, relax, make sure that clock ticks down.
Yeah, which is exactly the smart play, because 27 seconds are remaining in the jam, and Mob City has not completed an initial pass right now. Speed Bryo actually playing defense right now rather than risk a penalty. Now he breaks when it is a bit of an opening. 5 more points for DCM. How about this? Speed Bryo, did he land? We will wait and see whether he's awarded the points. He was not awarded the points, so okay, but boy, another 19-point jam. Seems like that is that's the outer limit of scoring in this game, Logan.
Yes, with the defense being as strong as it is from both teams, a 20-point jam is as good as they come, especially in top-level games like this.
Oh boy, and now, now Mob City is looking at it. That one jam really was DCM. They needed it, they got it. That's what champions do. All right, here we go. Turbocharged is lead. Worthy is chasing. Forming up at the back of the pack is DCM. They pop Turbocharged to the outside. 1-0. Okay, 2-0. Excuse me. So Turbocharged not done yet. Mousetrap now will be jamming for Mob City. Mob City now essentially forced to use their final timeout unless they're going to be asking for an official review.
Right, coming down to the final jams, Mob City's they're giving everything they got. Some of their blockers, as well as DCM blockers, they're starting to get a little bit tired. Any timeout to get a quick break, re-strategize, it's definitely worth it.
That's right. One Mob City blocker in the penalty box, one DCM blocker in the penalty box. So now, something that I usually say, confirm if it's true, Logan. As a jammer, do you like to see the shorter packs?
Absolutely, shorter packs. Even it can be advantage sometimes if you're down a shorter pack. It's less people you have to dodge, less people you have to skate through. But shorter packs as a jammer, that's what you want to look for sure. And you want to capitalize it on too.
Yeah, because it's not always the case. That's one thing. We don't have specific penalty numbers right here, but neither of these teams appear to be in any penalty trouble. Both teams skating quite cleanly given the speed and the intensity of the action.
Right, and most of the penalties are the typical, we got a couple track cuts here and there, multiplayer blocks, nothing outlandish so far.
Right. Okay, Worthy with the star now for DCM. This is Mousetrap up front. Mousetrap is lead for Mob City. Mob City is going to fight until the very end. Worthy rolled back in the pack now. Scoring pass for Mousetrap. And Mousetrap's going to have to call the jam. Well, I like seeing Worthy there. You can't quite now. Now you can on the screen. As soon as that jam was over, he went right back to the line. Is that something that is predetermined, or does he get a vote in that? Do you think?
This is how DCM plays. All their players are conditioned to the top level. What I typically see with DCM is a quick call off or a low scoring jam. Jammers go back out next jam.
Okay. All right, now it's turbocharged for Mob City. Worthy once again looking outside, and he's able to get past Doe Jammer. Lead Jammer going to Worthy. We are under 2 minutes now, and there's actually less time on the period clock than there is on the jam clock. Turbocharged is through, and Worthy is going to call the jam. So, all right, now the official review is being requested by Mob City as a last-ditch effort to stop the clock. Maybe maybe something up their sleeve as well to challenge there. But you got to, at this point, if DCM had the opportunity to actually let the game expire there.
Yes, I'm surprised that Worthy did call it off. I thought predetermined going out that it might have been, he was told to run the jam. But with turbocharge in the jammer position for Mob City, they probably want to keep this score differential as far away as possible.
Yeah, and it's almost 50 points now. DCBM survived some pretty intense challenges from Mob City, but boy, Mob City has really got to come through strong now. It's, talk about do or die. 1 minute and 16 seconds on the period clock. And, at least in WFTDA action, there have been known to be 49-point jams. I don't know the JRDA record. Any chance you do, Logan?
Actually, I scored a 50-point jam in 2016 regionals.
Is that right?
Yes.
That is amazing. Who was that against?
That was against the North Texas Fallout.
Wow. And was that at the conclusion of a game or just during the?
That was during normal play, yes.
Okay. Wow. Amazing. All right. So, you have it from the record holder, as a matter of fact, that it is possible. A 50-point jam in this situation would actually put, assuming that DCM didn't score any, a 50-0. Maybe that's the qualification. Were there any points scored against you in that jam?
There was not in that jam.
Wow. Did you actually know at the time that you were setting a record?
No, at the time I didn't. I thought I was about 30 points in. I looked up at the scoreboard. I gave it everything I had, full power on, and sat down, and they told me it was 50 points. It was just unbelievable.
All right, this is Speed Bryu now getting lead. Fist fight, having to charge through the pack, and this could certainly do it for DCM. Speed Bryu on a scoring pass. That's a 5-point pass. We're under a minute on the period clock. And Speed Bryu trying to knife that pack open. A 4-point pass this time. Fist fight engaging, but now being rolled back. Oh my. Just to a little back block called on Speed Bryu. So there's no jammer will be able to stop the action. Still a minute and 3 seconds to go. And, a 50-point jam may be out of the question now since a minute 5 have already gone by. So Mob City going to fight till the very end, though. No doubt about that. This is McKillia trying to go offensive for fist fight, and that fist fight will put up 5 points.
And fist fight, no stranger to the high-scoring jams. She put up 2 20-point jams this game. Jumps over Worthy's block on the inside line. Gets all the points on that pass.
That's right. Power jam is over, and Speed Bryu able to stay in bounds by just putting one hand out of bounds. And now on another scoring pass. So many skating options for him. I noticed the spin, the jump, the hesitation move. He's got it all. All right, and now the clock winding down, and the DCM fans are excited. Mob City fans are appreciative, no doubt. Their team put everything out there. Hey, sometimes, you just got to take the lower score and be happy that you played. And played as well as Mob City did.
Absolutely. Nothing to be ashamed of from both teams. Mob City played an amazing game against the reigning champs last year. They did what they did. They played their style of derby. Didn't really let DCM get to them too much. Power jams was the story for Mob City. DCM was able to capitalize on the power jams. Mob City did switch up their gameplay with putting the 3-1.
They did, yeah. They reacted. They play. Interestingly enough, this is actually Mob City's first defeat of 2018. Now, they did not all have mutual opponents, but DCM will be moving on to the championship game tomorrow at 6 p.m., and you can catch that action right here on WFTDA.tv. You're going to watch Mob City as well play for third place tomorrow at 3 p.m. Next up on this track, as we said, I believe it is Tampa versus Philly.
Yes.
The attack, no, Tampa versus Philly. So we'll be back with that. Logan, it's been a pleasure calling with you.
Absolutely.
I hope that your Derby career continues to flourish. I'm Gretchen Little. This is Logan, and you are watching WFTDA.tv.